Welcome and thank you for joining us on this episode of Tone Setters TV, where we invite people to own your tone. With your host, Christopher Not Chris of Tone Setters Entertainment. On this episode of Tone Setters TV, we speak with Tamara Thomas of Honeydipped Cosmetics as she talks about her journey from nursing school to her own all-natural cosmetics line. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Christopher Not Chris here with another episode of Tone Setters TV. First of all, I want to thank Miss Tamara Thomas for joining us today.
Of course.
Honeydipped Cosmetics, a product line that I've even used myself, so I can definitely vouch for it. I'm really excited about this one, guys, so let's get right into it. First of all, Tamara, tell us a little bit about your business, Honeydipped Cosmetics. What exactly do you do?
Okay, so not only am I the CEO, so I own Honeydipped Cosmetics, but I'm also the chemist and the licensed esthetician that I basically formulate all the products. I'm over all the packages that go out. I also am over basic stuff like inventory, buying ingredients, stuff like that, making sure everything is good. And I also do the services for Honeydipped Cosmetics, which is also the Honey Skin Bar. So yeah.
Yo, so you just said like 30 things that you do, and that's really cool because, I mean, when we're starting off in business, most of us have to fill a bunch of hats, fill a bunch of roles. Does that ever become kind of tiring that you have to do like so many different levels and put so many different hats on?
No, it is really tiring because not only am I doing this, I'm also I'm a lash stylist at Amazing Lash Studio here in the city, and I do that pretty much majority of the day and majority of the week. So I've had some challenges, trying to get my discipline together or being able to wake up really early and just have productive days. But I feel like there's just certain things that you have to do to become more sharper, so you don't have such a hard time waking up in the morning and getting things done for long periods of time. You do have to set aside time for yourself, but also create boundaries in your life so that you can have time to be with your friends or just be with yourself, or even like focus on whatever you're doing. So yeah, creating those boundaries and everything, it has been like a challenge, but I mean, I feel like I'm getting better the longer I do it and like just the more I do it, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, gotta practice it and practice it and practice it and practice it and practice it to get to the point that you want to be. So I definitely understand that. And with all these hats that you're wearing and all the different things that you're doing, what really made you want to be in this industry? What made you want to be in the cosmetics industry?
Okay, so I'll be honest. When I went to Texas A&M, Corpus Christi for 2 years. I was in the pre-nursing program, and when I was in that program, I worked with a neurosurgeon. I was a medical scribe. When you're a pre-nursing student, you can do that. I wasn't like qualified to do it, but because I was about to be a nurse the next year or be in nursing school, they allowed me to do it. And I learned a lot. I developed like a relationship with this neurosurgeon. Whenever I had to do things with him, it was mostly pre and post-op stuff. And I was working in a hospital. In this environment, I think it was like the last week that I was supposed to be there, he asked me if I really wanted to be in this environment. But the first thing that he asked me was, did I want to wear scrubs every day? And I'm like, yeah, like I don't mind it. I don't mind, But he asked me, he's like, do you really want to do it in this environment though? And I was like, probably not, probably not. And he knew it just because he got to know me. And I mean, during that time, I was just grinding, like going to school full time, going to this job full time, just trying to get as much information that I could get. But yeah, I mean, that's what really brought me into, I guess you could say, like this situation. After that, I was literally supposed to apply for nursing school the next month, and I didn't. I told my parents that I was going to transfer from the school and move to Houston to go to Texas Southern. I really wanted to go to a HBCU for a long time, and I did. I got to go there for 2-3 years. I changed my major to marketing and education and health studies, which is really cool. But when I moved to Houston that same year in August, I started Honeydipped in October. And did I think that Honeydipped was gonna get to a certain level? No, but it did. And I played myself because I had no inventory. But I mean, I've learned my lessons and everything, but that is the reason why I'm in this situation, because of that question that he asked me. And I was just honest with myself, and I made that move. Did my parents want me to move? No. And was it the best ideal thing to do, like especially after doing 2 years of pre-nursing? No, but you know, it was worth it to me. And I talked to my counselor at the time, and she was just telling me like, yeah, drop out. Like, you already have a business, you're not working for anyone. Like, girl, like you have like what a lot of people are in school to get. And I'm just like, well, I don't want to drop out, but I still want to, I guess, like elevate in my career. So that would be like skincare or just e-business, anything. So I decided to take a semester off, and then after that I went to esthetician school all of 2020. And this all happened in the span of like 2-3 years. So you can really change your life like just by doing things, obviously, but it's really your mindset. You have to switch it, and you cannot care about what other people think or what may be ideal, because what is for you may not always sound ideal.
Man, that's the truth. And one thing that you said that I thought was pretty important is you can't be afraid to pivot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you had a plan, you were executing your plan, and then, you know, him asking that question made you realize that this probably wasn't really the plan for you.
At all.
And, you know, making that pivot, making some drastic changes that, you know, everybody else may not have agreed with. But, you know, looking back on it to today, you have a successful brand, you know, building and growing, you know what I'm saying? So I can definitely appreciate that understanding of, you know, being able to pivot and changing your mindset into whatever the new normal is for you. You know, and seeing you from the beginning to now, you know, going to esthetician school, now doing, you know, actual skincare routines and everything like that, and being able to provide services and not just products. I think that's a big kind of level up for you. So I see, you know, I see the vision, I see where you're going.
Thank you.
So, you know, that being said, you know, you already talked about some different challenges, but you know, what's one challenge that you face, maybe not necessarily in this particular industry, but in just business in general, that you've learned a lot from that maybe someone else couldn't understand?
Trust. You have to be like so picky. You have to be picky because, number one, I know a lot of people say like, oh, don't get in business with like family or friends. I feel like that's not true. You just have to be able to trust that person, and the intuition or whatever gut feelings that you're getting when you are working with certain people, like you have to honor those, and you have to honor your emotions, especially if it's your brand or if it's something that you created from the ground up. You know, nobody else was really around when you did this. You have to understand that when people come into this equation, they see what you already have and possibly your potential. So they're going to look at you and be like, oh, I see what you're doing, or how much money you're getting, or I see where you could possibly go. So they may play you, and they may be manipulative. I don't think that happens in every situation, but I know that it's happened. It's happened to me. It's happened to other, just other business owners that I know. Just make sure that you have a loyal team, people that you like, people that are good in many different areas, have different skills. Like, for instance, I know that I'm really good at just staying like on task. So I can literally like block everything out, and I can do what I need to do in like an hour and it'll be done. But I know that my weakness may be in like being patient, or you know, trying to like sit down and do paperwork or something like that. So I know that that's my weakness. I need to have somebody that's good with paperwork or good with numbers or whatever it might be, and I need to have somebody that can be level-headed and can be patient, or just remind me that like we're on task, we're doing what we need to do. You don't have to rush or whatever it might be. So yeah, just knowing where your weaknesses are and look, trusting people, having the right people on your team, I feel like that would get you to where you need to be faster.
Nah, trust is a big deal. Trust is definitely a big deal.
It's crazy.
Especially when working with other people, and even like myself, from a camera perspective, and being in the industry where we do marketing and promo and things like that. Dealing with different businesses and whatnot, man. I deal with people all the time, and it's like, man, you're like, and I've been in sales for a long time, so just seeing the different ways that people try to get over on you because they see, oh, I see a potential in what you got going, or I see where you're at now, or I think I know where you're at now, so let me try to take advantage of this for myself. When in reality, like 9 times out of 10, if you come to me up front, I'm willing to build with you. But people like to try to, be
slimy.
They're on their own objectives. So they come at you in a certain way where it's off-putting once you realize that it's like, bro, this had nothing to do with us. This was really about you and your come up. And in all honesty, if you'd have came at me legit, I would have helped your come up. But because of the way you came at me,
really been like a solid team. You know what I mean? We could use the agenda that you have for the good. You know what I mean? But
man.
no,
people don't realize that. People don't realize that, and that's what I appreciate about this platform for myself, is that people see, like yourself. You told me I see the vision, and that's why I appreciate people see the vision, because it's not for me. Like this is for the community. Really, this is for everyone to see that. Hey, anybody, it doesn't matter your situation. If you want to do it, you can make it happen.
Facts.
So
Big facts.
We talked about some of those challenges. Now on the flip side, what is an accomplishment that you think you've made so far? Whatever, big or small, what's something that you feel is a big accomplishment to you?
A big accomplishment. I have like a couple, but I mean, I would say one, getting my esthetician license during the COVID year. Like I went to esthetician school all throughout 2020, and that was probably like the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. Like esthetician school itself was not hard, but doing it during that time was just crazy. And at the time, I was still kind of living with my parents, and then I was able to move out. But I would say other than that, like if I didn't listen to myself and if I didn't do what I wanted to do, I know I wouldn't be able to provide for myself at this point in time. So that's, I guess, another accomplishment. Like I'm proud that I can like have stuff in my name. I'm proud that I can afford things for myself. I'm proud that I've just like put my best foot forward and like done what I can, and I've done the best that I can. So I feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be in life. Like even though I know I'm not where I want to be, I am where I wanted to be a while ago. So it's levels.
It's definitely levels. I mean, and it's crazy because sometimes we judge ourselves off of the big vision instead of taking the opportunity to judge ourselves off each step that we're taking.
Right.
So I can definitely see how that's an accomplishment for you, because you were able to take steps. We're not at the top of the ladder yet, but we on the way. So I really appreciate you sharing with us. This has been great information. And then I always appreciate when we get women entrepreneurs on the show, especially because, I got my little girls. I want them to see some strong women doing their thing and have that encouragement to be able to do so as well. So I love that. The last thing I'm going to ask you, I ask all our guests, can you just give us one book that you've read? It doesn't have to be recent. It could have been something you read a while back, but something that you read that impacted you, that may impact the lives of some of our viewers.
I'm going to give y'all two. So definitely read The Alchemist. That one basically talks about a shepherd or a boy. I'm not too sure, but it's definitely a shepherd, and then there's a boy, but he's basically finding his way, and what he sees along that journey is very deep. If you don't get everything in that book, you'll definitely find something that sticks to you and it will resonate. Like anybody that I know that has read that book has definitely had something that resonates, and it definitely changes their life. Another one, Think and Grow Rich. That is a really good book, especially if you're an entrepreneur, if you're somebody that just wants to change your life for the better. It definitely talks about so many things, just breaking down bad habits, like to the smallest thing of just getting up earlier in the morning, like that can be so life changing. And you know, you'll have people around you asking you like how do you do that, like how do you even live your life, and you won't be able to tell them because you'll be at a certain point where your discipline is on a level where you're just doing it, you're not really thinking about it. And that's, well, a lot of tidbits that that I do have came from that book. So yeah, definitely Think and Grow Rich and The Alchemist. Those are two that you definitely need to pick up. It'll change your life, I promise you. So yeah.
Well, I appreciate that. If you guys follow the show, you know we love 2-for-1s.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll definitely take the 2 books on that, The Alchemist and Think and Grow Rich.
Yes.
So can you tell everybody where they can find you online, social media?
So you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat at Honeydipped Cause. So the line is called Honeydipped Cosmetics, but every at is Honeydipped, HoneyDipped COS. And then our website is IamHoneydipped.com. If you want to check out any services, and if you're in the local San Antonio area, I'm an esthetician and I do facials, waxing, and lashes. So you can always DM me if you have any questions, but you can definitely see bookings and ratings on IamHoneydipped.com on the bookings tab. So yeah.
Perfect. We'll make sure we drop everything on the bottom for everybody so y'all can go look up Honeydipped Cosmetics, an amazing brand. I personally stand by it. You know what I'm saying? So y'all make sure y'all go check it out. Another episode of Tones of the TV and the Books. We want to thank Miss Tamara Thomas for joining us.
Of course.
Y'all stay tuned for the next one. Peace.
Hey.
Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.